Dzogchen Longchen Nyingtik Ngongdro Kun-zang La-may Zhal-lung Shuk So. Herein is contained the instruction on the preliminary practice of Dzogchen Longchen Nyingtik, called the oral instruction of Kun-zang Lama. Homage to the revered gurus who possess great non-conceptual mercy, the Buddha's mind lineage, the Rigzen's gesture lineage, and the oral lineage of persons who, their fortune being superior to that of ordinary people, followed the noble ones and attained the dual accomplishment. To all the gurus of these three lineages I pay homage. He attained the Dharmakaya mind in the sphere of dissolved phenomenal appearances. He saw the manifestations of the Sambhogakaya paradise in the clear light emptiness. In the eyes of his followers, he performed the duties of a Nirmanakaya by liberating sentient beings. To the omniscient Dharma King, Lord Long-chen-pa, I pay homage. Through his dual transcendent wisdom, he saw the ultimate truth in all knowable things. His rays of compassion shined as inspiration to his followers. He elucidated the teachings of the paramount vehicle, the profound method. To Dzogchen Jig-me Ling-pa I pay homage. An Avalokiteshvara in the guise of a spiritual teacher, he established on the path of liberation all those who heard his voice. By showing limitless actions to suit the needs of his followers, to my gracious root guru Jig-me Nungu I pay homage. The entire Buddhist doctrine transmitted through the Kyun-kyen tradition. The essence of the secret techniques is the Dharma that yields Buddhahood in one lifetime. The outer and inner preliminary practices of the path, together with the ejection of consciousness, a direct path to realization that complements the main instructions, are unique secret techniques that are clear and easy to understand. These instructions of my unparalleled guru, in the manner I recall them in my mind, are unerroneously related here. Gurus and deities, please bless me. According to my notes, the outer and inner preliminary practices of Dzogchen Longchen Nyingtik, as exactly explained by my unparalleled guru, have three divisions. Part 1, the common outer preliminary practice. Part 2, the unique inner preliminary practice. Part 3, the instruction on the ejection of consciousness, a direct method that complements the main practice of meditation. Part 1, the common outer preliminary practices. The explanation of the common outer preliminary practice is set forth in 6 chapters. 1. The difficulty of obtaining leisure and endowment. 2. The impermanence of life. 3. The misery of samsara. 4. The cause of effect of karma. 5. The benefit of freedom. And 6. Following a spiritual teacher. Chapter 1. The difficulty of obtaining leisure and endowment. The instruction on the difficulty of obtaining a human state with leisure and endowment is twofold. 1. The manner of listening to the instructions. 2. The categories of Dharma to be explained. 1. The manner of listening to instructions. The section on the manner of listening to the instructions is twofold. 1. Motivation. 2. Conduct. 1.1. Motivation. There are 2 types of motivation. 1. The broad-minded bodhicitta motivation. 2. The secret tantric motivation with a wide range of techniques. 1.1.1. The broad-minded bodhicitta motivation. The broad-minded bodhicitta motivation is based on the idea that there is not one out of all sentient beings who dwell in samsara, who has not been your parent in the course of beginningless time. When they were your parents, they've treated you with great affection and provided you with the best food and clothes they could afford. They were very kind in bringing you up with love and care. These gracious beings yearn for happiness, but they do not know how to practice the 10 virtuous dharmas, the cause of happiness. They dislike suffering, but they hardly know how to avoid the 10 vices, the causes of suffering. The ends they desire from the core of their hearts and the means they follow become contrary. Bewildered on a wrong path, they find themselves as helpless as blind men abandoned in the middle of a plain. Develop pity for them and think thus: if I now listen to a profound Dharma and practice it, I can help them achieve their goal. These sentient beings, my parents, who are afflicted by the suffering and pain of the 6 regions, must be rescued from all the karmic sufferings and habits pertaining to each of those 6 regions. I must help them attain the state of omniscient Buddhahood. This is the thought called the broad-minded bodhicitta motivation. Having this sort of motivation is very important while listening to religious discourses, while putting them into practice, and in fact, while doing everything for the attainment of Buddhahood. While earning virtuous merit, whether large or small, you must, 1. Ensure it with skillful means by developing bodhicitta. 2. To protect the merit you have earned from quick dissipation by destructive causes, practice non-conceptual meditation, the principal step. And 3. Multiply its virtue infinitely. Conclude fully with prayers of dedication to all sentient beings. Thus, you cannot do without these 3 perfect principles. Therefore, while listening to a discourse about Dharma, not only is the manner in which you listen important, the motivation with which you listen is even more important. As it is said, it is the virtuous or non-virtuous thought that makes the difference, not the extent of the physical manifestation of virtue or vice. Accordingly, no matter how much you may listen to the Dharma, as long as you are motivated by pride, a sense of superiority, or other attitudes directly concerned with mundane life, you are not considered to be following the Dharma properly. So, to start with, it is highly important that you turn inward and shape your motivation. If your motivation is properly shaped, your virtuous deeds will be well-founded and will lead to the great being's path of immeasurable merit. If your motivation is not properly shaped, the acts of listening to and practicing the Dharma will tend to be mere formalities. Therefore, while listening to the Dharma, putting it into practice, visualizing the deities, uttering mantra, doing prostrations or circumambulations, or even saying a single word of the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, it is important that everything be motivated by bodhicitta. (1.1.2) The secret tantric motivation with a wide range of techniques. From the Sol Tsum Droma. Although identical in purpose to the Sutrayana, it is unobscured, has many methods, requires no effort, and is meant for those having sharp mental acumen. Therefore, the Mantrayana excels in its superiority. Thus, the esoteric Vajrayana has many entrances, many methods for earning good merit, and many effective techniques for achieving the fruit of Buddhahood without undergoing much hardship. Again, the root of these methods is based on the shaping of attitude. It is said, all things are created by causes. These in turn depend entirely on the focal point of one's attitude. Thus, you should not regard such things as the place where the Dharma is preached, the teacher who preaches it, and so on, as common, ordinary things that are usually seen by obscured eyes. Rather, assume them to be like 5 perfect things, and listen with this changed attitude. Assume the nature of the place to be the perfect Dharma Dhatu palace of Ogmen, paradise, the teacher to be perfect Dharmakaya, Samanta Bhadra, and the followers to be perfect holders of the Buddha's mind tradition. wisdom holders of the gesture tradition, male and female bodhisattvas, and gods and goddesses. Or assume the nature of the place where the Dharma is taught, in fact, to be the Pema O, palace of Zongdog Palgi Riwo, the Guru who is preaching the Dharma actually to be Organ Pema Jongne, and we followers who are hearing the Dharma to be the 8 wisdom holders, the 25 disciples, the Dakas and Dakinis. Or assume the nature of the place to be the perfect Ngungpargawa, paradise in the east, the teacher to be the perfect Sambhogakaya, Vajrasattva, and the followers to be the host of deities of the Vajra race and male and female bodhisattvas. Or assume the nature of the place to be the perfect Dewa Chen, paradise in the west, the teacher to be perfect Buddha Amitabha, and the followers to be the perfect host of deities of the Pema race, male and female bodhisattvas, gods and goddesses. Whichever assumption you make, have firm faith in the wheel of the Mahayana Dharma, which has been turning continuously since time immemorial. Regarding these visualizations, know that you are visualizing what actually exists as it is. You are not visualizing non-existent things as existing. The Guru embodies in himself all the Buddhas of the 3 times, as in essence his body is the Sangha, his speech is the Dharma, his mind is the Buddha. He embodies the 3 jewels, as his body is the Guru, his speech is the Deva, and his mind is the Dakini. He embodies all the 3 basic divinities, as his body is the Nirmanakaya, his speech is the Sambhogakaya, and his mind is the Dharmakaya. He embodies all the 3 Kayas. He is the incarnation of all the past Buddhas, the source of all future Buddhas, and the great regent of all the present Buddhas. Because he delivers the beings of this deteriorated period, we could not be rescued even by the 1,000 Buddhas of the superior Aeon. From the standpoint of his grace and kindness, he is even more important than all those Buddhas. It is said, the Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma. Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the doer of all. The Guru is the glorious Vajradhara. So it is like that. We followers who hear the Dharma from him also have the Buddha essence as the basis, the valuable human state as the support, and the spiritual teachers as the cause of our enlightenment. Upheld by the methods of this secret tantric method, we are the future Buddhas. From the Tagni Tantra, although sentient beings are intrinsically Buddhas, they are obscured by adventitious defilement. Remove the defilement and there is the real Buddha. And so it has been said. Taren lame kutse tempa dang kanam nyuna degi jangwa yi tasha malo susa jibjune nutu sangye sala kaporsho tempe pagar lame shaba ten tende kipo sasa tenen kap tempe jijan nakna tapa yi tempe yurin nege tashi sho tu tenze pegan chi Long-chen-pa Shedru tempe nada Jig-me Ling Sume la-may tempa shi deba Shedru tosam gompe singer chi Chanchu sen chori poche ma ke panam ge chi kepanen pa me pa ye one gon tu pa sho Sonam T tanche zeba ne tona ne denga pam jene kega na denga zeba yi sipe sole jun jawar sho Lama kukan sawa sowa de jodo kusa dingna sowa de Chune darshin geda sowa de Lama dang jano me par ching hilo Na jari su na nga ja ku nga Kurang ye she ro pa jang le pa Zan na jo jen po nen nen la Yer me toki tigri rok shik sho Om Verja Sato Hum Om Verja Sato Hum Om Verja Sato Hum Om Verja Sato Hum Om Verja Sato Hum